So we've been doing Conklin for 3 years, growing corn, wheat, and beans. Just watched our ground, our soil tilth change. We've watched our yields, even in the dry years. We know we're getting a better crop because we have a better plant under our ground. We have better root mass. We've done that with our starter and our WEX and everything else. The ground is not as tight. We don't know as much because when we put the anhydrous, we started putting the WEX on. We're seeing the WEX is really giving us more root mass in corn, opening up our ground. We're having better water infiltration. I think it's a combination of both. I don't think it's just one. We're running WEX with our nitrogen. We'll run like 20 gallons to the acre of 32% through a sprayer. We're putting in a quart of WEX per acre. And also when we're spraying our chemicals, we're running WEX in. We're keeping our booms clean, using it as a sticker agent for weeds, and also running it on beans, using it for because it's non-ionic. So then we're running on a bigger planter. We're running a 2x2 system. So we're putting 32%, another 20 gallons to the acre down with boron, manganese in the 2x2 with ATS. And then in furrow, we're running anywhere from 6 to 8 gallons of 215-19 in furrow. If it's cold and wet, or it's just wet, we're running AMP on our seed. We like AMP. When it gets dry, we'll pour it out.
Sure. So your 215-19-3 is a combination of 5 gallons of 3-18-18 and a gallon of Sidekick. So your Sidekick gets you some seed-safe sulfur right there in the furrow, besides the ATS, which you're putting into it too. The boron and the sulfur, I think, for a lot of guys is a something they're just not aware of how limiting that is to yield. Give me an idea of what you feel like has happened over the last 3 years in terms of your yields.
Of course, we've been in a drought, so it's a little hard to really figure it out.
Sure.
But last year in our river bottoms, we averaged 202 on very limited rainfall. And before, we had some years we had good rain. 185 was the best we've ever done.
Okay.
So we know that we're going somewhere.
Sure.
We spray Roundup, we have plenty of manganese no matter what. Okay. You can pick out our fields because we're the only ones that don't yellow flash.
I know this is just 1 year's experience, but you used some of the Nutrient Compass last year, the very first year any of it got out. And I know you had some results on corn. Tell us about that. What did you see
So
that first year?
on Nutrient Compass last year, where it was non-irrigated, we had an inch wider leaf. We had more root mass. We picked up 20 bushel to the acre. And that was because you have your pivot, it makes a circle. So once you hit where the combine hit it to where it was irrigated, it went right to 60 bushel.
Okay.
So that was kind of hard to believe.